What's up, y'all? I'm Rosalyn Gold-Onwude, and I'm your host of Don't At Me. You know how we do on Twitter. We laugh, we escalate, we debate, we drop our hot take and drop the mic like, don't at me. Well, that's what this show is about. Don't At Me is an unapologetic debate series covering the most relevant topics in sports and culture. And instead of just you and me in our living rooms going back and forth, we actually have two experts in the field giving their unfiltered opinions with you right at the center of the conversation. This show moves fast. It's only 30 minutes, so don't miss a moment. Okay, now let's introduce our guests. We have some greats here with us in the building. Hall of Famer and one of the most prolific wide receivers to ever play the game. Let's welcome Terrell Owens, T.O.
What's happening?
What's up, man?
I'm good.
It's good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
You know, I feel like I always see you at events. I saw you at NBA Finals.
You're always gonna see me at basketball events.
Love
it.
Y'all, that was the thing, because before the show, he came in and the first thing he wanted to make sure I knew was that he could hoop. Okay?
First of all, that's not true. You came at me. Are you nice?
I heard you played basketball. It was a respectable question. Are you nice? If you was nice, that wouldn't have bothered you.
But I'm nice though.
What's your go-to move if you're nice?
Ooh, pump fake, drive to the basket. You might get dunked on.
All right. I respect it. I completely know your athleticism.
And I got a J too, unbeknownst to this guy right here that says I can run and jump.
Let me introduce this guy right here. This is the 6-time Pro Bowler and the Pro Bowl MVP in 2011, one of the most dedicated players in the game. Let's welcome Brandon Marshall.
Thanks for having me.
What's up, Brandon?
I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited to be with you guys. You know what I mean? This is awesome. We're live on Twitter.
Yes.
Are you serious?
This has never been done before, right?
I mean, technically things have streamed live on
Not
Twitter.
at this level.
But
Not at this level.
And
Not
not
at
with
this
guests
level.
like y'all. I mean, come on. We're really at the forefront of technology and conversation and debate
Absolutely.
shows right now. I'm so happy to be starting Don't At Me with you. And even though Brandon in the green room ate all of my crab cakes. Now, you know you was only supposed to eat two.
Listen,
He
I get
ate
a
my
text.
plate too.
I get a text message last night, and they're like, "Hey, what do you want for lunch when you land?" I said, "Well, let me try to stay healthy. I know T.O.'s going to be here. He's 45 years of age,
Why you gotta
and
bring
he's
up
going to
his
be
age?
cut. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this freak."
He looks good.
And I'm like, let me try to be close.
looks good.
Let me close to a healthy diet. So I wanted a Caesar salad, and I said crab cake. So they present the meal to me. I see the Caesar salad. They're like, we got 4 crab cakes.
When do you ever
I'm a
get
big
4
guy.
crab cakes?
I know, and they were small, so I ate them all.
He
I'm
ate all my
sorry.
crab cakes, so if I get hangry during the show, you know why. All right, well, I would never be hangry. I'm excited. I'm happy that you guys are here to set off our first episode of Don't At Me. And we also want to make sure that we're hearing from the fans. We're excited to talk to y'all. Stay engaged by tweeting at us and voting on live polls throughout the show. All right, so have your memes ready, grab that popcorn, get those big eye emojis locked and loaded. And right now, we're going to start off with a really easy poll, okay? Just to get your juices flowing. This is low-hanging fruit. It's easy for you. You don't even have to be an expert in football to answer it. The first poll question is, who has the flyest fit? Whose swag are you feeling more? Are you with the vibe that Brandon Marshall brought in, or are you kind of with what T.O.'s bringing? Okay?
Oh, man.
I see the kicks are nice and colorful, T.O.
You know what?
All right.
See, trying to show off those guns. Look at him. That's how he's trying.
I'm
That's how he's
casual.
trying to edge me out.
Nah. That's just the camera.
I feel like-
what it sees, dog. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're low-key flexing in your picture, Brandon.
No. That's those crab
No,
cakes.
he's nice.
All right, well, the poll is live now. Make sure you're following Players Tribune and vote, okay? We'll check in on the results towards the end of the show. Guys, let's get right into it. Topic 1, all right? Rank your top 3 wide receivers playing today, and order matters.
You want to
Starting with me?
Yeah,
Ooh,
go for it.
My 1 and 2 they're closely interchangeable. And obviously it's going to be a topic today at some point. But I have Julio, AB, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, respect.
Julio Jones, AB, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Why? Why in that order?
I mean, it could be Julio and AB could be 1 or 2.
No, it's not 1 and 2. It's 1, 2, and 3. I need to hear 1, 2, and 3. That was the question.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm going to put AB first.
Wait,
and
you're
then
switching now?
Right, but
Yeah.
He asked you one question question and you're already switching your take?
Put that pressure on him.
Okay.
But I have to be honest, though.
All right,
And the
go ahead.
reason I would put AB before Julio is because of the consistency and the number of years. Obviously, he's played without injuries, played, a number of years. His numbers speak for themselves. The only reason I would put, I'm putting Julio at number 2 is because he's missed some games due to injury. But when you talk about overall athletic ability, the ability to play the game, and his catch radius, there's none other like Julio.
Really?
None other like Julio. I trained with the guy last year.
Okay.
This dude is explosive. So if I had to start a team with anybody between AB and Julio, I'm going Julio. But the reason I put AB at number 1 is because of the consistency that he's had over the last, years.
What's your top 3? What's your top 3, Brandon?
I like it, T. I like it, but you missed somebody.
No, I didn't.
You missed Odell Beckham Jr.
Right. Speak on.
How can you not have Odell in the top 3?
What?
You said catch radius, the best catch radius? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Let me see your hands. Odell's hands are bigger than yours.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, like he has the hands of a 7-footer. Like it's unbelievable. You throw the ball anywhere on the field, he's going to catch it.
Is Odell even in his prime yet?
Right, but when you talk about
he's entering his prime now.
Right, but
he's
when
entering his prime now.
they've been losing. They have been losing.
All right, so listen what you just said.
They've been losing.
Listen to
and
what
he
you
has
just
to
said.
be. I get what you're saying. Odell is a great athlete.
Yep.
No doubt about that.
The best athlete I've ever been around. The best athlete that I've ever been around in any sport.
Oh, that's
his body control, his ability to play baseball, play soccer.
That's Julio.
Julio can hit a baseball?
Who's the best?
All right, let me get back. I'm sorry, Twitter. Let me get back. Hold on, let's come back to this. Let me come back. Let's come back to
do your list.
So number 1, DeAndre Hopkins. It's not Odell, but it's DeAndre Hopkins. I do love Julio Jones. That's why I have him at number 2. And number 3, the best athlete that I've ever been around, Odell Beckham
Why
Jr.
is he number 3 then?
Why is he number 3?
Why?
The best athlete you've ever
here
been
you go.
around,
So
and
here
he's
you
number
go. So
3?
he talked about all the physical stuff, right? Let me tell you why I have DeAndre Hopkins there, because of the mental game, right? When the game's on the line, fourth quarter, 30 seconds to go, we need a score. Who are you going to? And who's going to come down with the ball? DeAndre Hopkins. We're in the Super Bowl, and you got to throw it up, and it's 3 people around him because they're triple covered because they know they're going to the number 1 receiver. I am banking on DeAndre Hopkins over the great Julio Jones and the great Odell Beckham Jr.
Give me a name of a wide receiver that perhaps is flying under the radar. Maybe is underhyped right now.
Mike Thomas.
Michael Thomas, I would say.
Why that? Why that?
Man, I had a cup of tea. I had a cup of tea with the Saints.
Right.
They brought me in for a month, then y'all cut me. Come on, Coach P. Like, really? Come on, man. So anyways, I'm there, and when I tell you this kid's work ethic is insane, I mean insane. I played with Odell, and that was insane. My work ethic was insane. I've seen Terrell's work ethic, but Mike Thomas, we literally was in a walkthrough in a hotel, okay? The day of the game, this dude was running full speed in the ballroom hotel during a walkthrough, sweating. When I say this dude is a hard worker and then he also is so consistent, he's a dog. You look at his numbers don't lie. He's one of the best that we don't talk about.
All right, really, really quick, I just need a name, basically, because we're running out of time on this topic. This is Don't At Me, and this is a tough question, but it is Don't At Me. Who is somebody who might be an overhyped wide receiver in the league? Who's overhyped?
Ooh, overhyped?
Ooh.
Overhyped.
You know what? I will say this, right? Because you have them on your list. You have them on your list, and I don't have them on my list. And this has nothing to do with the topics that's going on today, right now, but Antonio Brown.
Overhyped? Why would he?
Let me tell you why he's overhyped.
Because with what you just said.
Aside from the drama today, which we will get to.
And because of Big Ben. Because he has one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. DeAndre Hopkins, he didn't play his entire career with a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Absolutely. We appreciate the comments on this.
Right, but you said earlier, numbers don't lie.
We got to go on to the next topic.
We got to move on to the next topic, all right?
Numbers don't
And for the record, I like Odell, okay? I think he has a great opportunity in Cleveland, and he's got Baker Mayfield there. There's expectations for him and the team, and he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Thank you.
I'm going with Odell. Don't at me. Okay, that was a really great first round, guys. You feeling warmed up yet?
Yeah, I'm ready. That topic could have gone on
Honestly,
forever.
you guys are bringing it. Okay, and for everyone watching, make sure to join the Twitter debate. And on Twitter, send in your conversation. And on voting, make sure you tell us who was the most stylish guest, all right? So now for our quick fire question. What current quarterback in the NFL has the most career interceptions thrown?
Today?
Current.
Current?
I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak first because I kind of just crushed you on the first.
Eli Manning.
Okay, and I'll give you a
Ooh,
chance
that
to
was
answer.
Really good. That was really good. I'm going to say, let's go with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay, one of you was right.
I'm right.
No, it's T.O.
Boom!
Eli Manning with 239. But I mean, part of this too is you have to be around long enough as a quarterback to be able to be in this category. Brandon, you played with Eli. What's it like to play with Eli?
I played with both of them, but Eli, man, he's a pro. I mean, he's one of the best teammates you can have. He sits in the same place every single day, eats the same thing for breakfast. He's so dependable and accountable. So he's awesome.
And there was one guy, Daniel Jones, this preseason, drafted number 6 out of Duke to the Giants, and everybody kind of ridiculed the pick, but he had this amazing preseason and might have put some pressure on Eli. All respect to Eli. Do you think Eli should have still been named the starter for the Giants?
I do. There's only a handful of guys that can, not only, quarterback is the hardest position. That's number one, right? Because they have so much going on from up here, all right? They have to know everything. All right, but it's hard for any guy to come from the college game to NFL game and make a smooth transition. So I love the approach of letting a guy sit for a year, possibly half a year. So I love this approach. When he's ready, let's throw him in there.
Could you see him this season actually taking over in that starting position?
Oh, absolutely. Just as he just alluded to, I mean, just to have a guy, again, come in and really learn the game, that transition from college to pro, there's a little bit of a learning curve there. So you just can't just throw him into fire just yet. Allow Eli to hang himself, I'm sure at some point, see how the season unfolds. And if Eli starts to kind of, not do the same things that he's been doing over the course of the years, that's when you insert DJ. And I think he's shown, that he's capable of playing this game at a high level. And then you see the future for the Giants.
I'm excited for this young man. All right, that was it for our quick fire question. Let's take it straight to topic 2. 5 minutes on the clock, please. All right. Is social media good for athletes? The hot topic right now has been Antonio Brown, and he's been dominating the preseason with Helmetgate, his tweets.
Helmetgate.
Yesterday on IG Stories, he posted a picture of fines from the Raiders, and today, as a result, according to reports, the GM Mike Mayock, he and the two of them got into it, and he may be getting suspended. And the season hasn't even started yet, guys. So open this up to you guys. How do you think he's handling the whole thing? Is he doing too much, or is AB misunderstood?
Yeah.
He's doing a little bit too much, and I think when you ask the question, is it good or bad? I think in this situation, it's bad for AB, especially when you go on social media, you post the letter. Again, when you talk about conduct detrimental to the team, these are things that the team are looking at. Him posting, which is conduct detrimental to the team. Obviously, AB is not seeing that. There's been a number of things that has transpired since he left Pittsburgh, and things are starting to mount up, and everything that he does at this point in time is going to be magnified to the nth degree. So right now, I think AB should just take a step back, especially get off social media. The season is about to start. If your focus is on football, then let it be on football. I'm applauding what he's done over the summer with going to high schools, mentoring some of those high school kids, letting those kids see what it takes to make it to the next level. But when you start posting things, such as fines and things of that nature with the organization, that's when it's going a bit too far. So I've given you your pros and your cons of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. What about you?
Definitely going too far. What's interesting is that we got this topic a couple days ago, before this news broke, right? And to answer the question, I'm going to put down yes and no. And AB is the perfect example of why it's yes and no, right? It's great because look at him, man. He's one of the biggest stars, and he used social media to do it. He's made millions of dollars off of social media. But then on the other end, social media can destroy you, and it can destroy you really quickly. Look what it's doing to him right now. There comes a point in a superstar's life where you got to understand that you're not bigger than the game. Let me ask you a question real quick. Have you ever been hit with conduct detrimental to the team?
I have.
I have too. So think about that. You have 2 Pro Bowl, All-Pro wide receivers, right? That's made headlines in our past, right? Sitting here saying that it's too much. Now that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot when you got 2 veterans, 2 Pro Bowl, All-Pro players, Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame hit right here, saying that this is too much.
Right, but so you guys keep bringing up conduct detrimental to the team. According to media right now on Twitter, it may be possible for the Raiders to use his tweets, his IG posts, his misses of practice, to then also say that he was doing conduct detrimental to the team, and they may be able to void his $30 million guaranteed, or at least parts of it, or waive him, some kind of combination of that. Do you think, we talking about social media, do you think it's fair that his tweets and IG posts could be used in that way?
100%, because
You have to represent.
Yes.
You're a representation of that organization.
100%.
Not only just yourself. So again, you have to carefully police yourself in what you post and what you don't post. And I think, again, like as we both have said, there's a yes and a no when it comes to AB as far as his social media usage. And I think he's done a great job in the positivity part of it, marketing himself, branding, in that aspect. But again, when you start posting things of that nature, and then you're adding a little bit of the verbiage, like again, he's acting as if the Raiders are attacking him. They're on your side. They're the ones that hired you. They're the ones that paid you the millions of dollars. So really don't bite the hand that feeds you.
I just want to piggyback this because I was super excited that you would be here to discuss this, because as all of the AB drama has been escalating, people were saying maybe he's a diva receiver. There have also been some comparisons to you when you were playing as well. I mean, y'all even shared an agent in Drew Rosenhaus. First of all, do you think the comparison of you to AB is fair? That's my first question.
No.
And no, why?
No. Because again, when you talk about some of the off the field issues, I never had any off the field issues. So I get a bit annoyed when people start throwing my name in the mix of people that are having off the field issues and run-ins with the law, and they just throw my name in because of the media portrayal over the course of the years that I played. I've never had any of that. Again, like I said, I tried to be. Like I said, could I have done some things differently? Absolutely.
You know what's interesting is, like, when you just posed that question, the first thing I thought about was T.O. in today's game is not a distraction. He's an asset. Think about that.
Explain.
Right? Social media now, right? The stuff that we're glorifying, some of this behavior, right? Like the stuff that he was fined for, celebrations and things like that. We're now allowed to do. We're encouraged to do those things, wearing and dressing certain things.
Yep.
The NFL's giving us an entire week to dress. Wow.
You might have been ahead of your time.
He was 100%, right? He was a superstar. He was a guy that understood his platform, understood how to build his brand, and he did it in a very provocative way. Sometimes it was disruptive, but it's no different than some of the other guys like Odell. Odell's never been in trouble off the field, right? But he's a superstar.
The times have changed. If Twitter was as big and popular now when you were playing, like if you were playing in 2019, how do you think you would be using Twitter?
I mean, I would be using it in a positive way. I mean, a lot of the things that people saw, as you said, I was getting heavily criticized by the media with some of the things that I did, even with my celebrations.
We thought it was fun.
Exactly.
The popcorn was fun.
Right,
all of that.
But now that's being embraced.
Absolutely.
So it's almost like, again, I was a trendsetter and I was almost ahead of my time.
I'm going to wrap it with these last two questions, quick answers. What advice would you give to AB about understanding where the line is and what he should do next?
My thing, I really want to talk to him because, I mean, right now.
What would you say to him?
Just take some steps back. I mean, whatever frustrations you have, whatever feelings you're having about yourself, you're having feelings, just step back, allow your football to do the speaking for you.
I would say I would list the top receivers starting with Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens.
Terrell.
I'll even go to like Larry Fitzgerald, and then I would say like the game is short-lived, right? So humble yourself.
Absolutely. And I'm curious real quick, what do you think the Raiders should do? Should they stick this out with him, or should they try to maybe find a way to separate from him?
I think they should stick with him. I mean, find a way behind closed doors as men.
This has been so public.
You can't win. You can't. If you want to win, you gotta separate. You can't win. You can't win with that type of distraction. Like if he's going to get better, then okay. But if he's going to continue this behavior,
right, that's what I'm saying.
Which he
behind
probably
closed
will.
doors.
Done.
Speak your truth. You're saying the Raiders should separate themselves from AB.
If they want to win 100%, you can't win with that. Because guess what? Guess what the general manager is where he's spending this. This is the first week of the season. And guess what? They're preparing for the Denver Broncos. Guess what he's talking about right now, the general manager? Guess what Gruden is talking about right now? There's guys in that locker room right now that's probably ready to slap him. Like, come on, bro. Like, you just let us down. I got kids right now depending on you catching 2 touchdowns on Sunday, and you're not going to be there now.
Well, that hasn't been decided yet. They
And
said
you on the other side of this.
They are planning to. It hasn't been decided yet.
T.O., you think they should stick it out, handle it behind closed doors?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you guys' honesty. We have to move on from this. That's exactly what we're here for. This is what Don't At Me is about. Speaking your truth.
See, this is exactly what we're here for.
That's what we
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
You don't at me.
All right, it's not just y'all's voices that we want to hear. It's also the voices of the fans, too. Let's check in with them, okay? Let's see their opinions on our topics. Bring up some of these tweets. They're right here, guys.
Don't at me.
Don't at me. Well, at us. All right, so this one is from @TJ Winning. We got to talk AB. Who was the better basketball player between B. Marsh and T.O.?
Y'all know who that is.
I feel like the better question here is who's the better basketball player between B. Marsh, T.O., and Roz?
Facts.
Like I said,
Don't at me.
we know who that is. We know who that is.
It's over there, yeah.
All right, one more tweet. Ooh, this one, NBA opening night is greater than NFL opening night.
on.
Don't at me.
Stop.
Come on, hold on. I want to hear
That's
your
from
answer.
Global Ed 718.
I want to hear your answer.
What?
No.
I'm totally with hashtag NBA.
NBA.
Are you
I'm with
serious?
you on that. I'm with you on that.
Come on, man.
Basketball, NBA doesn't get good until what, April or
Right,
something?
but based on
If
all the
open-
free agent moves this summer,
They don't play basketball
Clippers
until spring.
with Kawhi, Paul George,
Speak on it.
Yes,
LeBron,
that's all
AD.
good.
If
What?
LeBron dropped today a video of him doing an outrageous workout or something, that would overshadow the opening night of the NFL.
No way. There's
Oh, yeah.
there's 320 million Americans, and 96 million are what? Avid football fans. Football will always be over NBA. And don't forget that. I don't care about the last
Come
5
on, man.
years
Come
and
on to the-
how
come on to
popular
the
the
good
NBA
side. Come on
is.
to the good
Don't
side.
care.
I got NBA over NFL any day. Don't at me. Okay, so shout out to the fans for adding your take to the conversation. Stay engaged, and we'll shout you out throughout the show, okay? All right, now let's get right back to it. Round 3, topic 3. All right, for our next topic, let's get more personal. Who is the toughest corner you've ever faced?
Me, I would say early in my career, Aeneas Williams.
Why? Tell me about the battles. Give me one
Hold
good
on,
battle.
time out.
Aeneas, I mean,
Can we say someone that the Twitter fans may know? Like, you going back to the 1982 season or something?
He's
No.
quietly trying to play him.
no, we've been doing it since we came in here. All I can do is run and jump. Now I'm back in. I played in '82.
It's been very subtle.
Really?
My crab
All right, I
leg.
stopped.
Oh, man,
I
this
quit.
dude right here.
He was like, oh, he's 45. Like,
Exactly.
What to say? Anyway, 45 is a good age, I heard.
All right, I quit. Go ahead.
Hey, he
All right,
don't
tell
want
us
to get me
about-
in that 40 though. I dust him right now at 45. Yeah,
Don't
don't
at
at
me.
me though.
He will beat me in the race right now. I'll give him
Who's the
that.
best corner you face? It might be more recent then, obviously.
Champ Bailey is the best all-time cornerback, but Darrell Revis was the toughest defender.
All right, I have a different kind of question. And I know how this is, having been an athlete myself. Is there a player, a corner, a team, you knew you were going to see them, you were going to see a certain corner that you kind of salivated, licked your chops over, you knew you was going to eat that day.
Yeah.
You had their card. Don't be afraid to say it.
Me?
Don't be afraid.
A team or
A player, a corner.
oh, Jason Sehorn. Dude, that was disrespectful going into a game against the Giants, and they was like, Jason Sehorn gonna shut you down? Really? What?
For me, it was after year 2, I was getting double covered, so it was any team that was playing one-on-one.
Okay. It was like an insult for them.
Terrell Owens was the only cornerback because he played one-on-one. He was on the island where it was like, all right, this is going to be tough sledding. But any other team that was one-on-one and it wasn't going to double, it was going to be mano-a-mano out there on that island, licking my chops.
Okay, all right.
I felt the same way. It didn't matter with me.
Let's talk fan bases then, because we all know there's certain teams and fan bases that you just like to have them in their feelings. Who was that fan base that you loved to get mad at you, to have angry with you?
Oh, I mean, I played. Oh, it's so crazy. So when I played with the Niners, and then obviously we played the Eagles, they were like,
angry.
Yeah. But then when I played with the Eagles, then I played against some of the greatest oppositions. You talk about the Cowboys, and then you played the Niners. Then, I mean, I had kind of like the best of both worlds.
I feel like you were taunting and getting the worst out of a lot of teams, T.O.
But it was based on my play, though. It wasn't like I talked a lot of trash.
Oh, I wasn't even saying that. I was saying like you dominated and you got to the end zone a lot. You actually became iconic because of some of those celebrations. In fact, of those iconic ones that we can remember, like what's your favorite all time?
Ooh, probably the pom-poms or maybe me signing the Sharpie.
The Sharpie was
okay.
Because it was that was impromptu. It was like real spontaneous. Like the series before I went out.
Really? The Sharpie was?
Yep. It was the series right before that drive. I asked my guy for a Sharpie, put it in my sock, and he was like, "Yo," and I was like, "Don't worry about it."
Wait, but did you feel it like the Sharpie?
No, because it was just in the sock. It was in the sock,
Okay, I'm glad it was still there when you came out for the celebration.
That was a classic.
I knew I was about to score, so
Tell me about the intimidation factor when you're going up against the corner. You're lining up, and it is a one-on-one coverage or something. Are you talking? How do you intimidate? Are they trying to talk at you? Like, what's that moment like breaking them down?
77 plays, running 20-something miles per hour. I'm tired out there. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't tired, but I'm holding all that in, man. I don't need to waste no time on talking. I'm just gonna handle business in between the lines, in between the whistles. I'm not doing anything extra. So no, I'm not doing any talking.
No, I didn't either. Like a lot of people thought. See, that's the thing. If you go to the highlights, most of the talking I did, I was on the sidelines. So those were the sound bites that obviously these networks use to kind of broadcast and get ready for the season.
It's usually a defensive guy doing all the talking.
Right.
Exactly. So again, I'm like him. Like I tried to do that one time, like really talk some trash to it during the game.
Who'd you try to talk to?
I was the Chicago Bears defense. It was it was Jerry Rice's last game.
Okay.
And so I knew that going in that they were going to try to stop him, and they were trying to like taunt him. They were trying to hit him extra. Our first 15 plays, 14 of them was to Jerry. And the defensive coordinators and the defensive secretary, they knew that. So they took him out of the game. And so they started getting rough with him. So I tried to start talking trash. I got so winded, I had to tap out. After that game, I never tried to talk trash ever again during the game.
Absolutely, conserving all that energy. But I could only imagine the headaches other teams had trying to prepare for y'all. Okay, let's wrap up on this topic. Y'all know it's New York City Fashion Week right now, right?
Oh, really?
Is it?
Duh.
Oh.
I think it starts today.
Oh, really? Oh, yes.
Well,
did I win it?
Let's take it to the polls.
I give it
Let's
to you.
take it to the polls. Let's see whose swag, whose fit
You got it.
the voters liked more. Whose fit is flyer? Ooh,
Yeah.
Marshall killed you.
I know. Had I known that was going to be a topic, I would have dressed for the occasion. But
It wasn't enough to come dressed for our show?
The attire said dress comfortable.
I wasn't really trying to.
It said dress comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, you are the winner of that poll. Thank you guys for sending in your votes. T.O., you have a chance to redeem yourself in our next round. And that is the lightning round. Okay, guys? In this round, I'll read off questions. You give us the first answer that comes to your head. Speed is the key here, so keep it short, all right?
Are you going me or are you going back or anybody?
Just spit it out, man. Let's go.
Anybody.
Okay? Who would win right now in a 40-yard race between you two?
T.O.
Me.
Respect.
I give him that.
Dang, you letting a 45-year-old wash you?
This dude, he's not from there.
All right.
I'm not normal, I had to come to realization. I'm not normal.
You're not even human, man.
I love me some me, right?
All right. New NFL celebrations or old NFL celebrations?
Old.
Oh.
Who is the current quarterback you're teaming up with to win a Super Bowl?
Tom Brady.
Duh. Peak Randy Moss or peak Jerry Rice?
Peak Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice, yeah.
Okay. Denzel Washington or Will Smith?
Denzel Washington.
Will
Damn,
Smith.
man, what you?
Will
really?
Smith. Come on, Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Yo, man, that's a legend.
All right, I got one for you. I got one. Brady or Rodgers?
Brady.
Rogers.
Oh,
So you about
the
the rings, huh? That's the thing.
That's a whole
Another conversation.
Yeah.
Not for lightning round. Okay. Best trash talker in NFL history.
Me, I know. I say
You said you
Ken
didn't
Norton.
talk.
No, you talking about between us?
No, in NFL history.
I don't know. Ken Norton Jr.
I can't. Joey Porter.
Okay.
Joey
All right.
Porter. That was good.
That's a good one. That's a good
Jalen Ramsey or Stephon Gilmore?
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen.
Okay, that was easy for y'all. All right, this is an interesting.
You silly.
Win by default. I don't know where he is.
He's with the Pats. He won the Super Bowl last year. Went
He
from
did.
Buffalo.
He did.
But Jalen Ramsey.
Okay, this next one is an interesting one. 1,500 yards. Would you rather that or 15 touchdowns?
I want you to answer first.
15 touchdowns.
1,500 yards.
Wow.
1,500 yards.
You don't want the end zone
Because
dances for
touchdowns
celebrations?
equate to wins to me. For me.
Boom. All right.
I didn't have a lot. Sometimes I didn't have a lot of yards, but I could catch a couple.
Finish in the end zone. All right, moving on. Would you rather get hit by Ray Lewis or Ed Reed? Ed Reed.
A car.
You'd rather get hit by a car.
I say Ed Reed. I'm not going to get hit by Ray. I avoided that. I was successful. I avoided Ray at all costs.
Okay.
I'd rather get hit by Ray. And the reason why, because Ed is coming faster. You know what I'm saying? He's coming downhill more. And I'd rather.
He ain't right.
Big tank. I'd rather get hit by Ray.
He's suffering from CTE.
Don't say that.
He's suffering from those hits.
Okay.
He's not really thinking. He's clearly not thinking.
Y'all should not joke that
You
way.
gotta
Okay.
think about it. Ray, he got 5-yard head start. Ed Reed has 20 yards.
Velocity matters.
but look-
Absolutely. It's a physics out. It's
Right,
a
but-
physics
Yeah, it's
issue.
like I'm-
It's a physics
But
issue.
look at the body size of Ray, though.
Moving on. Next question is not so football related. Would you rather have a Grammy or an Oscar?
Awesome.
Oscar.
Yeah, I would rather act. That makes sense. Yeah, I would rather act. Okay, I'd rather
Give
sing.
me something real quick.
What?
He didn't say sing.
On the spot.
Feign. Let me see surprise. All right.
That
Here's
was
the
good.
question.
That was good.
Here's the question that has been dominating America: Popeye's chicken sandwich or Chick-fil-A?
Popeyes.
No meat. Beyond meat.
Ooh.
No
You see
meat.
how vegans and vegetarians
No,
are trying to mess up the game?
No,
We're just trying to have fun.
He's promoting right here.
I'm not.
He's trying to get a Beyond Meat deal.
I
Right?
tried to. Listen, I sat
Like, just
down
have
with them 2 weeks before they IPO'd.
All right, we moving on.
Beyond Meat?
Yes.
Come on, man, you sucking the
I
fun
missed
out the
All
room.
right, I'm sorry.
Popeye's chicken-
You said, what was the question?
Popeye's
or
chicken
Chick-fil-A?
sandwich or Chick-fil-A? You haven't heard about this debate?
Yeah,
People are
because I don't
robbing
eat
people.
meat. It's been a year. So, but I would go Chick-fil-A. You can't
You're
beat
not
Chick-fil-A.
that far removed.
All right, we moving
Beat
on.
Chick-fil-A.
We moving on. John Wick or Jason Bourne?
Jason Bourne.
Okay,
John
Bourne.
Wick doesn't seem very smart to me. He just seems like he can fight.
Okay.
No
All right,
brains.
we got two more. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce. That's nice.
And it was her birthday yesterday. You know, happy birthday to the queen. All right. Happy birthday, B.
Happy birthday, babe.
Also, but I do want to say, I hate this question. Why can't we have both? I'm messing up the game.
Yeah.
I'm messing up the
It's
game.
just like men can't have their cake and eat it too.
I'm just saying they are both fabulous. All right, last question. For the Super Bowl.
Have both.
For the Super Bowl. Patriots winning the Super Bowl this year? Or would you pick the field? Anybody else?
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Chiefs?
I'm gonna go Chiefs. They're knocking on the door. They're knocking on the door, and I love Andy Reid.
Okay.
He's a great offensive mind. Defensively, they were literally
A pass away.
an offsides away.
Yeah, correct.
All right, guys.
Patriots will be better this year.
All right, guys. We are ending the show. I have a fill in the blank. I know I had so much fun. All right, I'm going to give you a sentence, fill in the blank. Brandon Marshall is.
Best dressed.
Yes, he is the winner. T.O. is.
handsome.
Hey, I knew you was gonna say that. All right.
Single.
And single, ladies.
Handsome and single.
Ladies, use hashtag don't at me with your best line to T.O. All right. Thank you guys for being here for our first episode of the show. You guys really set the tone, did a great job. We appreciate you so much. I also want to make sure to thank all the fans who watched our first episode of the series. Thank you for tuning in to Don't At Me. Make sure you're following Players Tribune on Twitter for updates and debates. Make sure you follow your girl, Rosgo21, as well. Make sure you follow T.O. and Brandon Marshall. Use the hashtag Don't At Me when providing your unapologetic opinion on any topic. This is Rosalyn Gold-Onwude, and I hope everyone tunes in for the start of the 100th NFL season tonight. And make sure you stay with us for our next episode, which is the NBA kickoff.
No!
NBA Twitter, holler at your girl.
You gotta
NBA
bring me
Twitter,
back
my
for that
people.
segment. You gotta bring me back.
We gonna bring you back?
Yeah, bring me back for the NBA. I love NBA.
Let's bring T.O. back, okay?
Bring me back too. Bring me back too.
All right, thank you guys. Excellent job.